That was the theme to Lois and Clark. You probably don't know that if you've never seen the show before, but I just wanted to do that. Yes, I'm reviewing Lois and Clark. This is my first TV show review. I'm doing the whole entire series. It's gonna be hard to point out stuff because there are some spoilers, so I'm gonna try my best, but here we go. So Lois and Clark, it takes place right when Clark first gets to Metropolis. He's a full adult, he has the glasses on and everything, and he goes to the Daily Planet to get his job, he gets his job, he meets Lois, and just so much adventure ensues after that. This show, oh my god. This show is fantastic. All throughout the seasons, there's never a dull moment with this show. What's great about this show is the writing, especially the writing. The writing is top-notch. It's interesting throughout every single episode. You never find anything that you want to fast forward through. There are no dull parts. The writing is tight. It's really funny. It's genuinely funny. It's action-packed. It's dramatic. And it's romantic. All the things that you want in a TV show, and they're all balanced out to where one does not overdo the other. Okay, maybe in the season 4, maybe season 3, it does a little bit with the romance, but it's not annoying, and you don't mind it at all. Dean Cain as Superman and Clark Kent. Oh my god, he's perfect. Perfect in every way. Like, perfect looking, perfect personality, and perfect casting. You know what? I'm gonna get a lot of just angry people for this, but I like him better than Christopher Reeve. Christopher Reeve, there's nothing, he's iconic, yes, as Superman. But Dean Cain? I never for once thought, oh, this is an actor playing Superman. He is really Clark Kent. He really is Superman. He's charismatic, definitely. He's funny, definitely very, very intellectual. When he's trying to figure out the story for the Daily Planet, he's able to piece things together. You really get to see him work as a reporter, as a writer, and you get to see actually what he writes and how good a writer he is. That he's winning awards, he's progressing up. What I always didn't like in the Daily Planet and other interpretations was that he never really progressed in his work at all, and he's just kind of like in the background there, he does whatever he needs to, he works a little bit, but this one, it really shows that he loves his job, along with Lois. There's something so sweet about him. He's naive in some ways of how he looks at the world, but also it's nice of the way he looks at the world, as he looks at the positive side of everything. He wants to believe that's good in everyone. He's strong-willed. He's strong physically. He's perfect, really. When he has to condone emotions that are pain, like, him with kryptonite around, or like when he's losing someone he loves, shows that it's not his best acting range there, but I have to say like 99% he's good. Teri Hatcher, oh my god, I love her as Lois Lane. I mean, she's the Lois Lane for me. I love her. She's my favorite interpretation of Lois Lane. She's witty, she's a strong female character, she can fight, she can kick butt, so she's not helpless at all. Sometimes she can't get out of a situation, it's just inevitable. So, Superman's there to save the day, and yeah, he does save her a lot, but she's still strong, and she doesn't like to be vulnerable, but a lot of times she is in the show, and it's nice to see Clark be there to calm her. Both of them are just great chemistry. They bicker a lot together, they pick on one another. There's this one episode I love in the first season. This is at the time when Superman first comes on the scene. So Lois is like obsessed with him. And what Clark does is he draws a map of this area. And Lois is like crazy about Superman that she'll go because apparently I think his ship is there or something of Superman's. So she, obviously goes straight away to go find this thing. It's in the middle of this dirt field. She comes back the next day to the Daily Planet, and she broke a heel, so she's limping. She has dirt all over her body and her face and everything. Her hair is all ruffled up, and she's like, I had a rough night. She just comes in, and you're like, Clark is just there in the background, just like, it's just a great scene because it shows that it's not just one side, it's both sides that they're picking on each other, but in a playful way, and I just love that. It's so funny the way they bicker. Something happens and it's so funny how the way other one reacts. And yeah, they both go undercover a lot for a story. Lois especially, she will go ends of the earth to find the solution for something of a story. Even if it means her life is in danger, she will do it. And you know, it's so funny how sometimes she'll go undercover and then she'll be like, Clark, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, well, I'm here too to find a story. And she's like, ah. I just love how, first off, Lois doesn't really care for Clark. I mean, Perry assigns Clark to Lois as a partner. They're partners. Lois doesn't like the idea of partnership. But as the episodes continue on, she finds out that she needs Clark. She needs Clark in her life, and Clark needs Lois in his life. You really feel like they are the best of friends, and they couldn't live without another. I really love that aspect of the show. So for the other characters, Jonathan and Martha Kent, Eddie Jones and Kay Kellen, they are so sweet and perfect as Clark's parents. They always show up, you know, they're always, either Clark's talking on the phone with them or they come to visit him a lot in Metropolis. They have such wisdom for Clark if there's in a situation, and it's not like they tell him what to do. They help him in a way that he figures it out himself, and they're just so sweet as a couple. They're a perfect couple. I want them to hug me, you know, I want them to have a family hug like that, you know, I want them to be my parents, even though I love my parents. It's just like, you know, at that one instant, you're like, oh my god, these guys are so great. Perry White, Lane Smith, he is fantastic as Perry, and he really is definitive Perry. This is the Perry White. He is definitely a more focal point in this show. You remember him, you definitely remember him. He's funny, he has this obsession with Elvis. He says Great Shades of Elvis instead of Great Caesar's Ghost, which is interesting. He never says Great Caesar's Ghost. You know, I smile thinking of him because he's so funny. He's also really strong. He stands his ground with stuff, and he has dignity. And he has such a great, strong relationship with Jimmy Olsen. They are like a father-son relationship, which brings me to Jimmy Olsen. There are two actors that play him. There's Michael Landis and Justin Whalen. Justin Whalen plays him for season 2 through 4. Michael Landis is just season 1. I really like both of these guys. I kind of like Michael Landis a little bit more. I feel like he's much more, he really set the stage for a new type of Jimmy Olsen. Like, he made it more modern, and you really like him. He's funny, he's witty, he has such a strong personality too. You don't forget him. So it was really sad to see him go. It's because they wanted to cast someone that was a little bit more younger and more distinctive looking than Dean Cain, because Michael Landis looked a little bit like Dean Cain. It took me a little bit to warm up to Justin Whalen because I really, really, really liked Michael Landis, but by the end of the series, I ended up loving him. John Shea as Lex Luthor, that's the big one, and he is perfect as Lex Luthor. This is the Lex Luthor I like. The one that is the businessman, he's running LexCorp, but no one knows this, but underneath he's doing some really risque stuff, like ordering people to kill someone and working with people who are very dangerous. No one knows that. Everyone thinks he's a philanthropist and he's just a good guy, but no, he isn't, and no one finds that out until the end of season 1. And something happens to him, which is pretty surprising. Lex Luthor loves Lois Lane. Let's just get that out there, which is really, really weird. Like, first I was like, oh, that's different, but you know what? That's a way for Lex Luthor to hate Clark Kent even more. That was really interesting, but I don't hate him for it. I actually understand why he would love her, because Lois is a great person. I mean, she's never dull, and she has a great personality, so, I mean, I understand why there are a lot of men in this show that fall for her, so. Also, I can sympathize because Lex Luthor, this is definitely the most, he's really alone. The only people he has to talk to are the people that work for him. His pet that he has, like, he talks to his pet about his evil schemes, or he talks to himself in a mirror about his evil schemes, which is just really sad. It's really sad, and I feel really bad for him. But then I don't, because he always is trying to sabotage Superman. I like Superman, so no. No, Lex Luthor, no. So, like, I love him, then I hate him, I love him, and then I hate him. That's just how it is. I mean, that's always how it's been with Lex Luthor. I really like him as a villain, but I hate him because he does terrible stuff to people I really care about. I also gotta mention two characters that I want to point out because they're just so standoutish, and they were only in a few episodes, is Tempest and H.G. Wells. You're probably thinking, what? But no, Tempest, I hear he's like, there's a cult following behind him. He is freaking, oh my god. I hate Tempest. But at the same time, I kind of like him, but I hate him. H.G. Wells is just, oh my god, I love H.G. Wells so much. Yes, I'm talking about the writer, H.G. Wells. He actually created a time machine, and he's able to go to the past, to the present, to the future, all that jazz, and Tempest is from the future. In the future, because of Superman, it's a crime-free place. That's really boring to Tempest. So he comes here in 90s Metropolis, and he sees that there is so much crime here, and it's more exciting. He wants to stay there, and he wants to cause grief and mischief to everyone. I mean, he likes stealing, he likes killing, he wants to take over the world. The first thing he wants to do is he wants to go back to when Superman was born and when he first came to Earth, and he wants to kill Superman as a baby, so I don't like him because of that. I really like him because he says "duh" a lot. That's kind of his slogan. I think that's really, but his accent is just so, like, Superman, you'll never catch me, you know, like, he's witty, he's kind of funny in an awful way. Like, he will joke about something and then he'll kill someone. You kind of laugh because you really kind of like how his personality is, but then you hate him because of what he just did. But anyway, yeah, I love to hate Tempest, played by Lane Davies, and H.G. Wells is played by two people. There's an older H.G. Wells and there's a younger one. I don't know which one is which. They don't have it listed here of which one is younger and which one's older, but Hamilton Camp is one, and Terry Kisser. I don't know which one is which, so I'm sorry. But yes! And both of those actors, oh my god, they're like so similar. I mean, I couldn't tell which one is which. Like, I mean, just their personalities and the way they talk are completely the same. It's really kind of freaky. So, kudos to those actors because they did a great job of just capturing each one and being exactly the same but being older or younger. H.G. Wells is so cute. I love him. And Tempest is just, I hate him. The music is fantastic. I love the theme, and this gives me hope for the new Man of Steel movie because they don't have the John Williams music. So that really is the definitive theme, but this one is actually the other definitive theme. This one is so good. I mean, like, it really showcases the heroicness of Superman, and also it kind of tells the story of Lois and Clark, just the way the music is. And I'm talking about everything, like, even like their relationship and everyone else on the show. It just kind of shows, it's a lighthearted show. It doesn't want to be dark. It's not stopping it from being dark either. First season, I definitely love the first season. It's probably my favorite season because it just, Lois and Clark just bickering without the whole romantic part of it going on. Season 2, halfway through, that's when the romance kind of blossoms. Season 3, Terry Hatcher cuts her hair. Her beautiful hair. It goes like from here to here, and like the first episode that they have of her with her new hair is like, oh my god, what the heck did she do? But then you get used to it, but then she does something different with her hair and it's better. Something happens between her and Clark, and because of it, she doesn't really put herself in danger as much as she used to, like in season 1 and 2. Like, she doesn't go undercover a lot. She still ends up in trouble a lot, but I kind of miss that part of it because I like her being more adventurous, but she's still adventurous in the season 3 and 4, but it's just, you know, it's significantly less in the adventurous part of it. But season 4, oh my god, it starts out with a bang. Something happens with more Kryptonians. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, to rate the whole entire series, I give it 5 out of 5 stars. It is fantastic. It's definitely worth checking out. Actually, you can check it out. The first season, all of the first season is available on thewb.com. They have all of the episodes for free. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to pay for anything. They have a little bit of commercials in between, but significantly less than on a TV, and it's great quality. I highly suggest you just check out the show. Please do. If you like Superman, if you like comic books, if you just like a good show, just watch it. You know, it has something for everyone. It's a fantastic show. Trust me, you won't forget watching it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and remember to always keep it real. I will see you in the next review. Goodbye!